But now something is about to happen that has not happened for an age. Entmoot.
And welcome along to Entmoot Live for the very first in a series, hopefully a regular series of live streams here on Entmoot Videos. We're very excited because this is the start of the Tale of 4 Warlords, or Wargamers. I can't remember what I actually called the description. I think it's Warlords. But this is something that before we introduce you to the Warlords, this is something that I've been desperate to do something on these live streams that gives a sense of structure. It gives us a reason to do a regular live stream and just gives us something to talk about that's not just the news and all that sort of stuff. So was really excited when John of JMax Armies of Middle Earth, welcome along, came up with this idea. John, welcome along to the stream. You're first in.
Hello.
Oh, caught you off guard there.
Yeah, I'm too busy painting here.
I know. Well, welcome
I'm too
along.
busy for this.
You're one of the 4 Warlords. This was your idea, and of course, you will probably remember where it originally came from. This is White Dwarf back in the day. I'm sure it's been done everywhere else
old
since
school.
then.
Old school.
But it's a proper old school format, and we'll delve into exactly what that'll entail in a second. But let's introduce you to the rest of the party. Here we go. Here's Jack from Melton Middle Earth. Great intro there. Welcome along, Jack. You right? Oh, he's frozen. Great start.
Yeah, all good. Thank you. Are you?
Yeah, absolutely fine. Oh, you're a bit quiet. But other than that, we're all good.
Yeah, all good.
Yeah, thanks very much for joining along. If people don't know, I mean, I should introduce John, really. John from JMax Armies of Middle Earth, YouTuber. Jack, Melton in Middle Earth, you're a content creator of sorts, in the sense that you share lots of great hobby goodness from your little community in Melton Mowbray in the UK. It's brilliant to have you along.
Great pies as well.
Very good pies.
Great pies. And the fourth, also harbouring great pies, it's Battle Camper.
Hey, how am I harbouring great pies?
I don't know. Probably.
Is that just me being large?
You just are a pie.
You just are a bit of a pie. Either way, go on.
No,
Alex, defend yourself.
I resent being last. I resent being a harbourer of great pies. I've spent. I've been with my mum this weekend, and so I've heard enough people calling me fat over the past 48 hours. Thank you very much.
David Miles immediately in there. He ate all of them. There we go. Great work, David.
That was me.
Subpar work, David.
Subpar. So first of all, welcome along, guys. Thank you to agreeing to this rigorous scheduling of live streaming. I mean, I think when we sort of talked about it briefly over a chat for the last few weeks, and this has been part of the idea, is that, we'll do something regularly, and we will each build an army for no real reason other than we want to build an army and get the hobby juices flowing. So, I mean, that's kind of John, you might be better put to explain a bit more about Tale of 4 Warlords if people don't know. But I think most people probably have heard of it before. But what exactly happens in the Tale of 4 Warlords?
You just start with absolutely nothing, and you slowly build up to, like, we've set 600 points.
I think that's the idea. Although, frankly, there's no end to this. We could keep going and going and going forever.
60,000 points of count.
Spoilers. God,
sorry.
John, you're already spoiling the set. No, that's fine. But yeah, that's the idea, because we want to start on a baseline of nothing. You could do 60,000 points, Jack.
No, I'm just saying, hypothetically, it could be canned. Maybe.
Oh, right. Okay.
Who knows?
Hypothetically.
That could have been a complete card.
That's a good save. Good save.
Yeah, well, thanks for that, Jack. At least some of us is thinking about it. But one of the main things I wanted to stress about this is, although, yes, we're going to do 600 points, and yes, we will probably have an army that may or may not be exactly what we set out to achieve at the start. But the main idea that I really wanted to is that we'll primarily be caring about hobby and theme, and what we're doing, kind of how to build the army, how to paint the army, how we're assembling things, are we converting stuff, what are we doing slightly differently, are we coming up with backstories to our heroes, all those sorts of things. Because I think sometimes the streaming world or the YouTubing world can get so lost in the the weeds of rules and brand new rules and brand new profiles and brand new that sort of stuff that perhaps the hobby side is a little bit forgotten. So I'm really excited about that. And I know, Alex, you had a similar sort of thought that, often we can end up just going around in circles bemoaning the latest releases or lack of releases and stuff like that.
Me included. I think that point is that's not a judgment on people who bemoan, because I'm very much in that trap. But this is a good off ramp, and if I'm forced to take it, then I won't be able to bemoan, because it's a shiny sort of toy on the end of a piece of string that Harry's dangling in front of us, so that we're like, distraction. All our energy goes into that. Can no longer be in the toilet of complaining.
I like that. There's a string, there was a carrot, there was a toilet. There was a lot involved in that sentence.
I didn't say he spends a lot of time in public toilets.
Dangling carrots over the edge to see what.
Is that what he calls it?
I didn't use the word carrot. I can't. That's
oh yeah, it was a shiny toy, which I'm not.
It's a shiny toy, which my penis also is.
Was there more footage that didn't make the cut when you guys had that dogging incident on
yes. Oh, there's lots more that we just don't talk about anymore.
Yeah.
I try.
It was crazy one, and like Jack, I think people may be sort of asking, I don't know who Jack is, because you don't do the YouTubers. But the reason we've asked you along is because you are a hobby person primarily. I mean, I think you've very rarely troubled the top tables, except perhaps the very first game of this tournament of this edition.
Yeah, I came second in the whole league for all of a day, I think. Yeah, so I have my moments, but yeah, generally gaming not so much. Computers absolutely not, which is why you don't really see me on YouTube. But yeah, hobby stuff is my thing. So I'd hope people know my work on Facebook, at least through the GBHL, through the Middle Earth page, and of course anybody that was watching the Masters. I did get best painted at the Masters, and I was there full painting. So yeah, I can proudly say I'm a confident painter.
Yeah, I think
not to toot my own horn too much.
I was going to say,
yeah,
I think that's barely tooting it
at
all, frankly. I mean, Jack, people may well have seen the products of your labour, and I'm really excited for you to get cracking on the stuff that we've got on offer for the stream, because you've got one of the coolest armies, I think, to show off, and I think it's going to really demonstrate your mad painting skills. So that's good. So I guess the only final thing here is that you at home are sort of part of this, in the sense that we're going to be doing this. The plan is every month we'll do a live stream around the first of the month. So obviously Sunday night might be the easiest one, and maybe you can let us know in the comments if this is a good day to do streaming in the future. But the idea is that either at the end of September.
Saturday.
Sorry?
No, because it's always hangover day.
Yeah, but Monday. I always think Monday night is. I don't know. It feels like it's something to end the weekend on a high. But maybe we can go a different day. But anyway, the hope is to do something at the start of every month, or towards the end of each month, to sort of run through what our hobby progress has been over the last month, and to showcase some of those things that we've done. And we'll also hopefully be posting some little pics and videos and stuff of our progress as we go along. I'm going to try and put some on YouTube Shorts. Ideally, we'll be able to share some of everyone here's stuff on the same YouTube Shorts channel, so that people can have a bit of a gander of that the rest of the time. But also, I'd love it if you guys in the comments would join in some way. Set yourself a 600-point army goal, and hopefully we'll have it done by Christmas. That's the aim. So the end is kind of the end of the year, roughly. But Christmas is probably a good time to do it.
Don't you set up like a Google Drive people can drop pictures on?
Yeah, well, I was thinking
have a wee segment where we show everyone's progress.
Yeah, we could do that. As long as what people will do, they will put spam in there, and I know
that's all. I
was going to say, people.
I've already done that. If you check,
have you put stuff in our?
Yeah, I have.
What have you put?
Pictures of mole rats.
Right. Okay. Well, thanks for that.
He genuinely can't be trusted. It's just nothing you can trust him with.
Maybe there's another way of doing it, but it would be nice to. I think the way that the Battle Streams and Middle Earth guys do it is, they have a whip thread that you post up on the Facebook page or whatever. So every month we can just have a glance through some of the pictures.
You can't put bad stuff on that, can you?
No, because we could potentially do something like that on the Great British Hobbit League or somewhere similar, or the Battle Campers Facebook group or something like that, or a Discord. I don't know. Anyway, we'll think about that. We probably won't deliver until the very last second, but still, I like the idea of you guys at least commenting and sort of vaguely joining in some way out there by starting a new army. So first of all, I just have a quick run through, say hi to some of the people that are in the chat this evening. Do let us know in the comments. Have you got a project on? Are you planning to start something already? Is this inspired you within the first 10 minutes? Be keen to know. Let me know in the comments. Ricky Drinks Paints is in. He says good evening, everyone except Battle Camper. Mark Newham's in. Welcome along. Michael Haskell just says EE. I'm not quite sure what that is. Maybe that's his Sunday evening plans, just taking an E or two. Woody Rex in. Evening on
a Sunday. That's brave.
I know, indeed. Evening, he says. Tabletop Rick, Cerulean Dave Miles, morning gals. Here we go. Were these fine? Yes. Michael Haskell talking about the delayed start there. Thank you very much. Ant Preston, Jamie Ilano, welcome along. Going to catch up later, he says. David Miles, all the pies. Mark Newham, I'm all for this. Excellent work. Michael criticising your lack of Battle Camper t-shirts.
I know.
Not Nathan T. Baby Troubles, and we all love Jack, probably one of the nicest guys in the community. Oh, that's nice. That's a good ringing endorsement straight away. Mark Newham is in talking about Orifin for Lothlorien army, first model of a new army. So that's great. Great timing, he says. Excellent work. The Moaning Carp is in as well. Started the Battle of Edoras, but doing a Hobbit army, kinda. Interesting. How are you combining those two? I'm intrigued. And 2 weeks for two armies to play on the German Championship. So a very quick, perhaps less hobby focused, but excited hobby time anyway. Evening, ladies. Connor is in as well. Josh Coles is in, and Josh Coles is very excited. So there you go. So there we go. Right. So that's the thing. So we haven't mentioned. Well, most of us haven't mentioned a clue as to what our armies are going to be. We've kept very tight-lipped, and hopefully we'll be able to reveal over the course of the show, as it were, for the next hour and a bit, and see what we've got to go on. So hopefully it'll be quite a long and loose conversation, but I guess we should slowly start introducing our armies for our thingy. And John, I feel like you're first because
it was all ruse. I'm doing Rivendell Knights.
No, you're not, because I've got your army list right. What the hell is that? You've got a little weird rat picture. Why did you do that? That's weird. I don't like that. It's a bit strange. Anyway, you're not being.
Harry is genuinely disappointed.
I just told you I put fucking mole rat pictures in there.
Yeah, a mole rat. So John, do you want to? Because I've got a clip here, that you've sent to me. Just tell me when should I play this? Because I haven't watched it. I've only seen the first 2 seconds of this clip.
Should we do that first? Should we do
not more mole rats?
What do people think? Should we do them? Everyone do the videos and then.
Well, that won't work for everyone because everyone has a very different style of how they've introduced things. So I think
my video kind of explains everything. So maybe do the video instead of me talking. Otherwise, it'll be.
All right. Well, let's. So this is going to be something we're going to do. It's not going to just be live content. We're going to try and bring you an insight from the hobby desks, from the tabletops, whatever it is, throughout the course of these live streams. So it's not just 4 faces looking at you all the time. You might see some models and stuff as well. So without further ado, let's interrupt John at his hobby desk.
Oh, hello there. I didn't see you join me at my painting desk. Welcome to my Tale of 4 Gamers entry. For my entry, I am, of course, going to be doing Rivendell Knights.
What?
And, quite a fast painter. I've pretty much finished the full army already.
For fuck's sake.
Took me 2 or 3 days. That's it. Nearly done. I'm only joking. That's
you.
Completely different project.
You got me there, John. You got me there.
My project is something I wanted to do for a very long time.
That's really isn't it, to annoy you?
And now that they are being legacied and Games Workshop no longer support them, they're even harder to find. But I have been sent 2 packs of Horsemen by some friends, so we're going to have a look at these.
2 baggies of cans.
They're all unbuilt, of course.
They're grey.
I do have canned from a video I done. Oh my god, was that 2 years ago? That's terrifying. Fucking hell. And I painted them white and yellow and purple. I think I want to change. I've been kind of toying with doing like a good canned force. You know, one of the ones that were swayed by the Blue Wizards after kind of doing that lore video last week. So I thought I might do white and like a blue. White and blue. White and green. Something like that. But white usually. White means good. Don't take that out of context. Yeah. So that's my plan. Paint them up white and blue or green. Roll of dice. No, we're doing blue. It's definitely blue. Cool, that's 2.5 minutes. I need to kill another 30 seconds. Let's have a wee dig in, shall we? Oh, yes.
Oh,
Sadly,
yeah.
not
That's
metal.
pretty
It's not.
beautiful.
Unless there's a made to order for a legacy
fingers,
thing, which I don't think there would.
What have you been doing with those fingers?
This is my whack. This is my whack. Right, so super excited to get started on my canned. I was worried I didn't make the 3 minutes up in this video that Harry said to do, but I have just seen that Alex's stupid wanky video is only 2 minutes long, so if he's not going to do it properly, neither am I. See you soon. Canned transition. See what I did there? Canned transition. Oh, actually, I think I've made up 3 minutes anyway with this stupid exit. Oh, I did it right.
There you go, John. John, thank you very much. I wasn't sure whether to keep us in there to annotate. I was just going to mute us all, and then it just made me laugh. So hopefully the annotations help for everyone. Yeah. So there you go. You're doing canned.
Yes.
I didn't really absorb any of the actual information you gave me there, if I'm honest. Because
What information?
Yeah.
If that was on IMDb, I'd give it 2 stars.
I very much enjoyed that. It was because for context, everyone, I asked everyone here to produce 3 minutes of content in order to introduce their stuff.
And not everyone listened.
No, not. I think I might have said
You did say 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah,
2 to
okay.
3 minutes.
Oh,
John is not very good at reading the brief.
Yeah, and you know it
brief.
depends on everyone's technological capabilities to see what they came up with. But I was intrigued to see what you guys had come up with. And John, I didn't expect quite as many fart noises, but anyone who's watched your videos will not be surprised by the number of fart noises there. But do you want to let's John, as Michael says, John sets a certain tone to proceedings. Right, let's if we adopt the excited hobby phase. So canned, why canned? You mentioned that you did
I love the idea of doing like a fully mounted army. And Rohan, everyone does Rohan or Rivendell Knights.
That's true.
And it's really rare. I think I've only ever seen one in the flesh, and that was at Scouring of Cheshire, was a full mounted horseback canned army. But the problem now
I've never been across one.
is you can't take horses on the kings. So
Well, I mean, the chariot's a mount of some sort, isn't it?
yeah, but it's not.
It's not what you wanted.
I wanted the full kind of horsey thing. So
I'm guessing.
I might just ask my opponent, can I use a horse and pay the points?
I'm sure.
I mean, I would not give. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sure
There's a lot of
within
people
this-
that are a bit wanky like
just
that. So
just ruin it by saying no. He's going to be walking.
I'll maybe have two options. I'll have like my competitive one because I think canned are actually really strong now, with the rules.
Can I guess a reason to why you've always liked the idea of canned? Because you're a historian of sorts. You quite enjoy a bit of history, don't you? Is it the whole idea of recreating the Mongolian armies? Is that what it is?
Something like that. Yeah, I quite like that. It's just different. I think I like doing things that are not many people have done, so I can put my own take on it. If that makes sense.
Is that the reason behind the haircut?
Excellent. Okay.
Yeah, this fringe is horrific.
That's cool. So you mentioned that we've seen your picture. This is an old army. So is this been sold or?
Well, that was just for it was like a wee challenge thing where we all wanted to paint up a canned warband, different colours.
Yeah, and it's a lovely colour. Lovely colour scheme.
I know. I might. I can't decide if I want to do white and blue or white. I might just stick to the white and yellow because then I've already got my dismounts, which is a bit cheeky. I know, a bit cheeky.
I mean, is that in the spirit of the Tale of
I
Four
do have
Wheels?
another set of foot troops, so I could just repaint another set of foot troops.
Okay.
Because I have toyed with doing
at least you'd still be doing that number of points worth of mounted troops.
Yeah.
So I think it's
I have toyed with doing a full foot canned army as well because that's just completely different and mental.
Okay, that's fair enough. So you mentioned before that the canned have a that you think they're quite strong. Can I just
change the chariots?
Yeah. I was just going to say, like, could you expand on that? Why are they so strong? What is it about the canned that makes them good now?
Well, the chariots, now you have to kill the chariot before you can kill the guy on it.
Yeah.
So that's just cracked. Like 3 defense 8 wounds.
Can I ask a question? Sorry. John, are you playing a game whilst answering these questions?
No.
It's just it's the rapid clicking. And
I think he's getting his rules tab up, aren't you?
I've got my. I'm trying to find the canned rules because I've actually.
Here we go.
Somewhere.
They should be on screen now. It should be on screen now.
Zoom in.
How do I zoom in? Let me have a look. Hold on. Plus. There you go. So there you go. So you've got your Variags are canned. Candish King's 100 points with the chariot for extra 35. Beefy Chief 55, 20 for the horse.
Oh yeah, you get the extra point of might. That's really good for the king. And you have to take the king.
Yeah, with a chariot. The chariot's really good. Like you said, I think what is it?
It's really strong. It's really competitive. But I've just always liked the idea of full horse. Like,
but one of the things they have changed. I know we're meant to be talking about hobby mostly, but one of the things they have changed is how chariots move. So they're a bit more limited than they used to be. I think that you have to move the full distance or something, don't you? Is that right? I can't.
Oh, do they? I can't remember that.
Okay, maybe we'll clarify that for future streams.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling that they are different in the sense that they're not as maneuverable as they once were, but also simultaneously harder to kill.
Much
so
harder to kill, yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't even see this special. What's this Candish Fury?
Yeah, so that's also why it's really strong. You can increase your fight by +1. So
and what's the base fight for Cand? Is it 3?
4, I think. So they got to
Whoa.
fight 5.
So you've got a turn of fight 5.
That's pretty good. Once per game, so you get and on a charge with a load of cavalry.
Yeah. Only within 3 inches of a friendly hero, though.
Well,
yeah, but
that's still good though. Because think of the size of the bases. You know, you're not gonna.
But also the size of your if you're all cav, it's not gonna be.
But that's what I mean. You're going to have a really strong fight 5 blopping in there. That's very cool. Very nice.
I think it'd be really fun. I'll probably have the 2 options. I'll have the chariot, and then if I'm playing like friends, I'll be like, oh, do you mind if I just use the horse and take an extra knight or something?
I was going to say, I'm just scrolling down to your list here, which does say Candish King with horse. I assume this is using the old rules. But you're getting what, 28 models in there with three big hitters?
Yeah, I'm just thinking, have I costed the horses rightly? If that's the old rules.
I don't know. Horses are 20 points now, aren't they? Yeah. So maybe 100.
Maybe
it'd be about 120.
I'm going to have to recheck that list.
Oh, of course. Cheating as soon as you start. But I think people will respond to this because the canned does look. It has a cool look to it, even though it's not perhaps the most Middle Earthy in the sense that it's I think it's the Wayne Riders or the
there's Wayne Riders.
So it's meant to be built back around that, but they do exist. And
no, the Variags are canned is 1 sentence in the Pelennor.
Yes, there's not a lot to it.
The Wayne Riders are different,
but at least from a hobby perspective, it's one of the armies that because it's not represented at all in the films, and because it's like it suits the bright, vibrant colours, you're completely unshackled in terms of how you want to do your scheme and how you want to paint them up.
Yeah.
And that's it. I was just prepared pulling out the Shadow in the East, which is my favourite old supplement. There's this beautiful photo on the front of the Candish King and the Easterlings and the sort of the temple. And I did build that temple once upon a time, which it got completely battered because it's all made of polystyrene and wood, balsa wood. But there's some great stuff in this. This is also where Kyrian and Murin and Dra come from. But it sort of develops these little. There's lovely maps in the corner of the book that develops these ideas of these cities of the Dwarf Hold, and then the Temple City of Set Hedron, and some more temple cities, and the Wells or the Vales of Tears, and all these. There's so much stuff that has expanded in Rune and Cand and all these different cities. I'm going to have to find
my old book of that to have a read.
Yeah, I mean,
somebody's also reminded me that you get an extra attack for the chariot from Red Ox.
Yeah. Oh, Candish King would be.
So you get 4
attacks
on
the charge. Yeah, which would be really good. But yeah, it's really cool.
And they have strike, which is nice.
Yeah, they're great. I mean, like you say, I think they struggle to get the sort of moving around. But once they're going in a straight line, they're really, really good. So that's cool. And so you mentioned we've seen the picture of I'll just unshare that. We've seen the picture of what your previous list was, and you said you're going to do more white, but maybe green. What are you thinking for colour schemes?
White and blue, but then I'm looking at that and I'm like, I like the yellow.
Cool.
You could do white, blue, and yellow, couldn't you? You could do the white with maybe just rather than the purple, you could do a blue tassel or something like that.
It's not contrasting on the colour wheel, and I'm a slut for the colour wheel.
See, just expand on that because I'm not 100. I can't remember the colour wheel.
So we pay purple is like the opposite of yellow on the.
It is. Well, could you do blue and then sort of shift it around
from yellow to a bit more
of an orangey or something like that? I don't know.
Iron Brew I've already got Iron Brew Easterlings.
Hey, and that would work quite nicely as a
you can ally them
meld together. I love the sound of that. That'd be really good. That's exciting.
Because you can still ally them in one of the lists.
I think in the Grand Army of the South, you can have basically any of the Eastern stuff and is there Legions of Mordor? I think you can put them all in that as well.
Yeah, I might be able to do that, and then I could do some Harad stuff as well.
Yeah, you can have everything. Yeah,
white and yellow Harad might be quite nice.
And
crosshairs.
I was going to say,
I'm opening up a whole fucking kettle of worms or whatever it is.
And I was going to say, ask Alex and Jack about Cand, and have you ever faced them? What have you seen before? Jack, have you ever encountered Cand on the table?
I think they're possibly the only army that I've never come across. And they were very much one that I was keen to try just before they disappeared. Because they're evil, which is right up my street. And I had so much fun playing with Far Harad a couple of years ago with the camels doing the impact hits, and obviously chariots did similar sort of thing. And I was like, do I do camels and chariots, or do I do just chariots? And then I think a lot of people twigged on that actually that's a really quite cool combo, and it's a lot of fun, and it's actually pretty good. And when it then started showing more at tournaments, I was like, I'm not going to do that. I'd rather do something different. And so I shelved that idea, and now they're sort of gone. And you have to deal with all the crap that John's been putting up with of trying to find decent models at a decent price. So yeah, I may do them in the future in some way, but not currently. But it's something I know nothing about. I must say, I had a very lucky strike many years ago when I saw that I think I was going to a tournament down south somewhere, and I happened to be scrolling the trade pages while I was like staying overnight at the tournament, the hotel or something, and this person was selling this big box of Warhammer, all metal stuff, and it was like almost entirely Candish cavalry chariots. I think there was 2 kings. And there were like it must have been about a dozen horsemen, maybe more, and then a load of foot guys as well. And this was before they came back, so this was when they were really difficult to get your hands on, sort of late Hobbit era.
How much was he wanting? Like $1 million?
Yeah, nothing. It was dirt cheap, but there was a load of other stuff in there. I think it worked out for the Candish 60 quid, 70 quid, something like that, for 2 chariots. 2 king chariots, and then some more chariots, and then a load of riders. It was an absolute steal. And there was some other stuff. And he gave me this. I don't really can see it actually. Which you can't. And I've got this big photo case, like a camera case that's like a big solid hard metal case that's got foam inside it and stuff. That came in. He's like, I'll just keep that. And this case is really solid. It's done me wonders with carrying monsters around. But yeah, and I remember at the time thinking, what I love about this can is that it's the banners and the color schemes and all this sort of stuff.
I love the banners on the back.
Yeah, because I mean, you can see you've already done some beautiful. I don't know. Is that a transfer, or did you just paint that on freehand? Yeah. What are you going to do something with the banners this time?
Yeah, probably. I remember there was something in one of the books that told you what all the different symbols were.
Oh yeah,
or was that maybe a white dwarf made up thing? I'll maybe have to have a look.
It may be. I'll have a quick flick through this, but yeah, if are you gonna try and come up with? I mean, this is one of the things that I was hoping that people would do. You guys would get involved in it. So maybe come up with your own logo and come up with a city of a backstory or something.
That's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do like one that was maybe swayed to the side of good.
That would be great. Oh, swayed to the side of good. Oh,
with
nice.
The blue wizards. That's
the blue wizards. I love it. See this fills my heart with warmth and joy. It's great. I'm just trying to have a look at try and find. I've got some pictures of my old stuff as well.
That idea is making me want to do
a. What colour would you do?
So I was going to say it's making me want to do a bit of a U-turn on the theme of my own army.
Oh. Well, maybe that's time. Well, we'll see. I have a quick glance at some of the comments since we last popped in, and then we'll move on to you, Jack, and see what you've got planned to see how you might be able to change it. John needs moderating. No dick pics, of course. Red Sox is in. Who else is in? Sorry, Samuel Bonneman's in. Oh, here we go. Samuel Bonneman's in. He says, "Hi all, first time seeing this live stream. Horrified I've missed months of content. Don't worry, this is literally the first of this kind of stream, so have no fear. You're in the right time."
Perfectly timed.
Yeah, literally perfect. And someone, I think someone commented asking, is the hope to go to a tournament at the end of all this with a view to sort of playing these armies against each other? There is a vague hope to do something in late December, early January, but it depends on when we can all align our calendars. I mean, I know I'm going to the Great British Hobby League finale, but I think, Jack, you said you can't make it to that one, but some of the other guys might. So we'll see, but we'll definitely do something. Probably. Yeah, no, that's fine. Fair enough. But we will.
What's in your tankard there?
Oh, this is a. Hold on. It's a Brewdog special, Shore Leave.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's very nice. It's good. It's the first time I've tried it. It's a bit like, it's basically Doombar, but Brewdog's version. But anyway, yeah, so hopefully we'll go to that one. But we'll see. We'll see. Oh, J-Max, Jonathan Mack is in. Not a different J-Max. Listen, painting Minister of Bannerman, Manic Tea Drinkers, middle of the Mirkwood project, very grumpy about Finecast. Yeah, the Mirkwood armies are pretty crap from Finecast. I think they're almost all Finecast, aren't they, those models? Except maybe the
Palace Guard, are they plastic?
No, not the Palace Guard. I think it's the Rangers that are plastic.
The Palace Guard plastic?
No, the Palace Guard. Palace Guard are, but not the regular armored elves. Yeah, it's all topsy-turvy.
Oh, right, okay. So the Palace Guard resin.
The second film. And they were still doing plastic. And then,
I see.
With the actual big giant battle film, and they went, "This is the moment we switched to resin."
So Mark Newham's questioning what he's just watched. I assume that was talking about John's video. Red Fox is talking about the chariots. You can add the attacks. Kings of 4 attacks with 3 free wounds. Yeah, which is you cannot hit the rider anymore at all, which is great. Michael Haskell's pointing out that real blood was spilt in the temple construction, Harry. Yeah, I think that was one of the Harad buildings that I was building. But yeah, I did slice my finger open. Michael Haskell is asking whether you're going to do tartan, John.
Nah.
You've just done a load of tartan, haven't you? You've just finished a load
I've just finished like a million clansmen, so the thought of any more tartan gives me the fear.
That's fair enough. Not Nathan T says, didn't Jakob win the GP with him? Yes, he did. That was 600-point era, and it was just when the Hunter Orcs were doing really well in the last edition of the game. And he correctly predicted the meta and used chariots to absolutely churn through those Hunter Orcs. It was really good. So, I think I don't know whether they'd be as competitive now. I'm not a competitive gamer, and I'm not 100% able to predict them, but I think they are pretty good, aren't they? So. And then Manic Insomniac's painting while he paints some, watching this while he's painting some bats, which is very exciting. So cool, Jack. We'll move on to you next. as folks continue reacting to the stuff live. So this one, well, I think that you'll be able to tell us, but I'm pretty sure this just kind of sets out the store for everything, and we'll chat afterwards. Is that right?
Sounds good.
Yeah, good.
Yep.
There's a slight delay on your line, Jack. I don't know whether you're aware, but hey, anyway. Right, here we go.
Whenever
So
you're ready.
this is Jack introducing his project. Yeah. He's aware there's a delay.
So, new project for me, something totally different and out of my usual comfort zone. I'm going to be starting Rohan for the first time ever. I've done pretty much every evil army that's out there. And of course, when the War of Rohirrim film came out, I immediately was drawn to the evil army for that. But I've done the Hillmen, I've done the Mummock. Now I want to do the thematically opposing force, and I'm going to be doing Army of Edoras. It's all going to be heroes. And yeah, it's just going to be themed around Helm because I thought he was so cool in the films. He's such a nice model. We've got all these nice new plastic kits coming out. It was a no-brainer for me. I've built 2 models so far. I've started with Haleth and Hammer. I can never remember which way around. There you go. But I've built both of these fellas. So far, not really a huge amount of conversion work going on, which is unusual for me, but I have tweaked them a little bit. So Haleth and Hammer both come with the classic Games Workshop Heroic Rock, which I really do not like. So they've been clipped away. I've got, I want to say it's Haleth, the stabby one that comes with the axe or the sword. He is walking down some steps, which I've made from chopping up wood panels from Rohan House.
Nice.
And then Hammer with his bow, he's lighting his arrow on fire from a discarded Hillmen torch that's been chucked into the city to set it ablaze. Cool. So I'll do a little bit of green stuff work there. I'm yet to build the mounted versions. I'll try and do something exciting with them. And then after them, I'm going to be looking to pick up Armoured Helm. I'm going to be picking up Hera on horse. And then eventually when the triple pack of characters comes out, I'll be getting Leaf, Olwyn and Freylaf, and I'll be adding Leaf to my army. I've got a brief list written up at the moment, which is currently just Helm on horse, a rider with a banner, which I'm going to be adapting a gambling conversion, but it won't be quite be gambling. So he's going to be sort of Helm's Herald. There'll be Leaf on horse, obviously, and then Hammer, Haleth, Hera, all of them on horses for a nice punchy all-hero army. And then potentially, if I can work out how to fiddle the list, I've been given permission to add a Eagle Fledgling in, which will go with Hera. So it's purely for theme. It's also so I can get a monster in because I love playing with monsters. But yeah, I'll have to see how that goes and work it out a little bit later down the line. I'm going to be doing some scenery specifically for the project, and I'm going to do a little display board as well. So I've got, while it's quite a small punchy army, I'm hoping to have quite a bit to show off soon. Yeah, cool. Really excited to get cracking on with it, and really excited to get playing some games.
Lovely. Jack, thank you very much for showcasing that. I mean, do you want to expand a little bit on some of the things, particularly because we saw a glimpse there of your paint in the corner, and I've got another photo of it. What are you going to do style-wise? And you also mentioned about this idea of maybe adapting it slightly later. What have you got cooking?
So the colours that are shown there, they're a bit of a random, ugly bunch of colours. I ended up winning last year in Birmingham, and they're all colours that I usually wouldn't use. I've got quite a consistent colour palette that I'm comfortable with and that I like painting, and I've got all the different tones that go with those colours. Whereas these ones are sort of like the random bits sat in the corner of the studio that I don't really tend to use very often. So yeah,
they do look like odd colours, like a bright orange, bright blue.
It's an odd selection. Yeah. When I looked at them earlier, it was literally like a random moment of panic because I was trying to prep something for tonight. I saw the colours and I thought, well, they actually work quite well for sort of like historical reenactment colours that you see on like Saxons and Vikings. With like the nice ochre yellow, you've got the blue for the woad, and then like the paler green and the paler blue. You see those sort of dye colours on wool cloaks and things like that. So I thought I might try and have a go at working them into the into each of the characters, and potentially even use a different color as a key color for each of the characters. Even if it's just on cloaks or the tack on the horses or something. And then maybe keep all the armor consistent so that there's still that cohesiveness amongst the force. But I think with each of them being an individual character rather than like a regiment, I can maybe push boundaries a little bit more and make each one a little bit more unique, but still trying to keep a bit of a theme. But yeah, having heard J-Mac say about wanting to do, John's saying he wants to do good canned, it's making me now think, I'd love to do evil Rohan, just because it's not something you really see outside of the traitors. But would I end up going too close to what I normally do and doing all the gore and the rust and the, evil tattoos and runes and stuff? So I'll have a think. I've got an idea. I'll hash it out in my head behind the scenes between now and the next video, and either it will be abandoned and this conversation never happened, or I'll have something sick that we can hopefully expand on. But we'll see. We'll see.
Well, I think, first of all, it's a bold choice, these colours. I can't possibly think how you will make these work, but I'm sure you, of all people, will be able to do that. Alex, I mean, what do you think you'd be able to do anything with these colours?
Absolutely.
Thanks. Sounds a good idea, though. I mean, it's mad that these new War of the Rohirrim models are so nice, and yet they seem to be not really on the tabletop very much. Have any of you really encountered this army before, like the army of Ediras with the heroes, Haleth and Hammer in particular?
Not once.
I've seen them at one of my events. There's a chap called Joe who, he's brought them a few times. They seem to be his sort of staple army, but otherwise, no. And forgive me if I'm wrong, Joe, if you see this. I believe Joe's relatively new, so I don't know if it's that they're what he's picked up and he's got to get him into the hobby. Whereas experienced players,
oh no,
I don't know where we're losing Jack a little bit there.
Back teeth of
yeah, fair enough. Well, the technical hitches are hitting us right at once. Jack seems to have lost the internet connection. Battle Camp has run out of battery. But I got the point. In fact, you've jogged my memory there, Jack, because I went to that event, or one of your events, and I did play Joe with his War of the Rohirrim, and I'd sort of forgotten about it. But I had the Road to Rivendell, and I played against him, and bless him. No offense to Joe, as you mentioned, I think he's quite new to the game, but I also basically charged into him with, Wraths of Brunans and all this sort of stuff, unseated like half a dozen of his riders in the first turn. Aragorn chopped through Haleth in the first turn. It was an absolute bloodbath. I'm not convinced that was the best sort of sample of how good they are or not, but I've heard on the grapevine, this is from Mr. Big Will Champion, who is known to be a very strong player in the scene. He reckons that actually what you've come up with is potentially one of the stronger builds of the new Rohan heroes, because you've got a lot of big heroes that do a lot of hitting, and you've got Leaf with his free heroic combat thing, the extra movement, the ignoring terrain, and all those sorts of things. I mean, you may have accidentally stumbled across a very powerful army list.
It could be Ents Mark II, because that's what accidentally happened at the start of the year. Yeah. And I took an army which everybody was like, "Boo, Ents are shit," and then I was like, "Actually, Ents are really good." And there was definitely that element of like, "Oh Christ, if Jack can do well with these, then they must actually be very good." And then Ents have been literally popping up like trees everywhere. Everybody wants to take Ents, and so I'm trying to set a unlikely, but yeah, I'm looking forward to having a lot of might to play with and leaning into my strengths of using an elite army, which is normally packed full of trolls, but this time I'll go with boys on ponies and see if it does okay or not.
I'm excited to see it. And well, he just vanished as it finished. I don't know whether it's me or anyone else, but Jack does keep vanishing, but he keeps resurfacing at exactly the right moments. It's fine.
I thought it was just him saying, being like, right, that's it, I'm done.
That's it.
That's all the time you've got.
But yeah, brilliant. It's exciting to know that that we're going to have a War of the Rohirrim army in the pot, or at least one. We'll find out what else we've got, because we've got to reveal both mine and Alex's still. John, what did you think? What do you think of the idea of the All Heroes? What do you think? Have you encountered these plastic kits yet?
You're muted, John.
What have you been doing? Oh, you're not actually.
I think my internet's been really crap.
Yeah, it has, Jack.
Okay.
All the technical issues.
Technical fault there from John.
No internet for Jack. No video for me. No sound for John.
What am I going to do? Well, no intelligence or content.
I hope your house burns down.
Thanks. That's really kind of you.
Not with the baby inside, actually.
Yeah, that's very kind of you. Thanks for that. Yeah. While John's sorting out his microphone, I'll just flag up the comments. So actually, maybe if your internet is crap, it says I can't unmute your guest. Their mic isn't connected, John. So I don't know why. He's very confused. And the one thing we didn't, hopefully your internet holds up for this, but we didn't touch on your fledgling, the eagle idea. You mentioned you like monsters. I mean, it might be a bit much taking it to a tournament, but definitely in a friendly game, it'd be great to see a fledgling. Are you going to paint it in the same way? What model are you going to use?
So I'm going to go for painting it white, so it'd be like the one in the film. Model-wise, I picked up a couple of the old metal Wood Elf Eagles from the Warhammer Fantasy range. So obviously, Old World is a thing that's recently raised its ugly head again, but I thought it was pretty good value, and it just gave a little bit of variety. Did you say ugly?
You said ugly, and I took deep exception to it.
It's a little bit ugly. I've got it here. It's a big old metal bird. It's going to need a lot of pinning, but yeah, I'm going to paint it up white. I'm basically going to try and make the Eagles from War of the Rohirrim as exciting as I thought they were going to be when we saw the trailer for the film and before we got the rules for the War in the Rohirrim stuff. And I was greatly disappointed that, among other things, we didn't get rules for taking Eagles with Rohan for the Edoras era stuff, or like the Helm Hammerhand era stuff. Don't get me started on Dunland not getting an elephant, because that's just criminal.
Hey, look,
but
we've got a new book coming.
I'm hoping that for this,
Hello.
We've got a new book coming.
John,
I'm not holding my breath. So
yeah. Sorry, John just popped back up in there.
My breath for Eagles being in the new book, but maybe they will be.
I think it would be a nice addition in that new book to have the ability to take the Mummock with the wildlings, and to have the fledglings somehow pop up in the army. I mean, they don't do a lot of fighting in the film. I think they literally just drop off the armor from Freylaf up to Freylaf, and that's kind of it, which feels like a bit of a waste of the mighty power of the Eagles. But the Eagles are too powerful everywhere else, aren't they? So, yeah, it'd be exciting. Not Nathan T thinks that they might have the fledglings in the new book.
A lot of the characters didn't do much.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, Thorn was literally there for 5 seconds, wasn't he? And then he was gone. But yeah, not Nathan T. Not Nathan says, I have a brilliant artwork book from Amazon if you need any inspiration. Yeah, there are some really cool books out there. So hopefully you've got some of that stuff. John mentioned his contrasting yellow and purple earlier. I'm interested to know whether each of you pay allegiance to the RGB or RYB colour wheel, and why. I'll be honest, I don't pay allegiance to any colour wheels. I had to ask what the colour wheel was. I think. Yeah, well, what's the? I feel like red, green, and blue, and red, yellow, and blue. Is that right? Isn't one light and one physical thing? Does anyone know any more about
paint
this?
versus light.
It's okay, Harry. We'll get you up to speed on colours.
Go on, John. Go on, sorry, Jack. What does this mean?
Red and yellow and
red RGB.
I believe so. Yeah, red, yellow, blue is your classic primary school stuff. Yeah. RGB is it's the red is like a magenta, pinky color, and then you've got like a neon green and a neon blue, and then red, yellow, blue is more natural colors. Yeah, I can also explain about shapes and counting to 10 for you if you need to.
What's the difference then? What's the difference for in terms of practical application on miniatures?
It's different.
Your eye processes
You're using different color palettes. So the red, green, blue thing is a different. They're like different tones. It's hard to explain. It's more like fluorescent colors, non-natural colors, like your electronic colors that are used for pumping through an LED screen. Whereas the other ones are like your natural colors that you would find, and it's like how we would normally see stuff. So you see a lot of the red, green, blue in like 40K and sci-fi stuff where you're getting all like the neon, wacky sci-fi color schemes, which is generally less suited to Middle Earth, I would have thought, just because Middle Earth's a little bit more grounded. Just
interrupt Alex. Remember the delay. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. In technical terms, is it just about the different primary colors you mix to get your secondaries?
Yeah. But RGB's like
essentially, and it's to do with how they oppose each other. Oh, there you go.
So
lovely pixelated image.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just went with the first one I could see. But in reality, if you put green and red together, you're not going to get yellow, are you? In the paint part, are you? If I mix green, scorpion green with blood red, am I going to get yellow?
Wacky colors.
No, RGB's the pixels on your computer monitor.
So that's
your eyes have 3 different cones.
So that's completely pointless for painting, though, right?
Yeah, that's not for painting.
So how do we how that's got no practical application at all for.
It's not for mixing colors. It's for what complements each other.
Sorry, yeah, no, okay, I've got you. So yeah, if you would, right, I'm with you now. Okay, so the opposite of the blue on the color wheel, I guess here on the RGB is a yellow, but it's an orange on the red, yellow, blue one on the left. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, I understand, and I pay homage, I think, to the one that I learned in primary school, frankly, to answer the question.
Harry, if you're confused, don't worry, because your child's about to go to nursery. They'll be able to teach you.
They'll bring it up. Yeah, they'll bring these things back to me.
They just have to stay one lesson ahead of you.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Thank you for the interesting comment, though. I mean, I vaguely remember that from science, there being a different color wheel, but I was confused as to why that would apply to miniature painting.
Science!
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, Jack, for the lesson as well. And for the question, a Pikett. Thanks for the question. Michael Haskell says the Rohan minis are wonderfully sculpted and detailed, and it will be fascinating to see them get the Jack treatment. Yes, I agree. Is Jack on PlusNet, says the moaning carper. Is that an ancient reference to something? I feel like it might be, based on the
PlusNet's an old dial-up internet provider.
Yeah, I remember
big boys. Yeah. We
were all PlusNet. I'd always say AOL. Like...
Thanks.
We're on like fancy new fiber optic BT jazzy stuff that got put in a couple of months ago, but it's just crap here. It's very rural. It's very rural.
There you go. And iWing, welcome along, Eric, is complimenting the quality of this stream, saying as soon as he arrived, there were technical issues from Battle Camper, which matches the usual stuff. So there you go. And Michael, just an ad, finally, has the GW How to Paint Guides had loads on colour wheels, though I don't know where there was another one or even more. Yeah, that's where I get my colour wheels from. I think there was the How to Paint Citadel Miniatures book way back when.
Have you heard of Google?
Yeah, Google does exist. But there we go. Brilliant. So we're halfway through. We've done 2 things. I think we've pretty much covered your stuff, Jack. I don't know whether I've got your. That's not your picture. That's what they might look like eventually, but they won't, because yours will be better. But that means we've got both mine and Alex is still to go. Alex, have you got a dice to hand?
Oh, I'm not going to have to wait until you've gone, am I? Jesus.
Well, I thought I don't know whether people would want to go me to go first or second. So I thought. There we go. Right, get your camera on. You've got a special top-down camera which you haven't been using because you said you were going to do some hobbying, but you have yet to do anything. I noticed.
Well, I'm waiting for my turn.
Get the box away. Get the box away. Spoilers. People might have been able to read.
Now I've got to go.
Okay. Well, right. On a 1, 2, 3, you have to go and demonstrate yourself first. On a 4, 5, 6, I go.
Demonstrate myself. All right.
Go on. Here we go. Hey, wait, hold on. You didn't roll that, did you?
It was a cracking roll.
I see that.
Yeah,
I want to
thanks,
see you
John.
roll. I want to actually see you roll it.
All right.
All right. I guess it's Alex next.
What a stroke of luck.
I'm intrigued to see. So, Alex, you have you've got a video. Do you want to do something before or after the video? How do you want us to react?
Let's crack on. Video first.
Video first. All right, here we go. Here is Alex's 2 to 3 minute video to accompany the hobby start of the Tale of Four Warlords. Oh, Verticon, look. Could have cleaned your keyboard, Alex. Bloody hell.
Yes,
What's all
that is
that?
cleaned.
I really like the idea of doing the Tale of Four Wargamers. Oh, blurry. Just out of the shower. What the fuck's that? Oh, yeah.
What a wank.
What is this?
Even Bucky's laughing at you.
Oh, God. Oh.
Mr. Bean's holiday.
Oh, that was very entertaining.
Told the narrative better.
It did.
We don't need all these fancy words, Harry. You know.
Yeah, we don't all need words.
Only 2 minutes.
It was. I mean, it reminds me of. I do remember the old Simpsons episode where they enter a short film competition and Barney.
But that was the inspiration. That was the inspiration.
Was it actually?
Yeah, when he went into a lifetime supply of Duff that he injects into his veins. Absolutely.
What is it? Yeah, because isn't he?
Barney, and I'm an alcoholic.
Yeah, he says, "Don't cry for me. I'm already dead." That's it. Classic.
When I was crying, I couldn't quite make it fit, but I actually I filmed myself typing in to Google, "Don't cry for me. I'm already dead." But then I hit enter, and it gave me a number for the Samaritan's hotline. I thought it was a bit bleak.
Well, so I mean, in case people were wondering what on earth was going on there, do you want to just summarize your hobby journey to get you to this point?
So basically, I asked my patrons.
I'm going to pick the most sweaty army, and I'm a balanced
shut
player.
The fuck up, John. I chose the army. I didn't choose the army at all. My patrons chose the army. But in any event, I was pleased to get bears because I wanted to have an army that had the fewest models to paint for the highest number of points. Yeah. Of course, it's a bit disappointing because I accept, John's like, oh, I'm going to do an army where it's like, it's good canned. And Jack's like, oh, I might do evil Rohan. And we'll have all these captains. I'll have my own personal banners. I'm like, I'll just do bears. Yeah. I was doing the same punchline, John. Can you have your turn? Just get back to your game or whatever it is you're doing.
Had to beat you.
And let me do my army. All right. It's only polite.
Okay. So can I challenge your premise here? So you've said it was all down to the Bjornings. You put them on that list for a reason.
If you look back at the video, which I don't suggest you do, I didn't vote for them. Just so
no, I get that, but what I'm saying is you had a list of different things that you gave people the choices. There wasn't an exhaustive list. You had Knights of Dol Amroth and Riv Knights and stuff. And what is it that's drawn you to doing Bjorn and the Grim Bjornings? Is it just the high points thing, or is it something more? Is it something more?
I've always liked the look of them. I must admit, I didn't realize they were still a sweaty choice. I know they did have a period of being a real problem on tabletop back when they had a 5+ save, which they've lost, and a bunch of other stuff. When they had their Legion, which gave them squad buffs as well. And I didn't want to get them then because they were problematic, and people were saying they were sort of a negative play experience. I was like, well, then it's just going to be a bit lame for everyone. But then we got to the point where we got to new edition. They lost some of their big buffs. I haven't seen them on table for ages. I don't accept the fact they're a big sweaty list. I've always wanted to paint them, and I was like, well, this is a great opportunity. The one of the nice things is I really want to work on some of my. I really want to work on like non-metallic metals, for example. I really want to do something where I can focus in on the miniatures and do a lot of detail, spend a lot of time with them. Bjornings are a great army to do that with because there's a bit of metal on them. You've got the big axes, you've got the arrowheads, you've got some belt buckles and things like that. So little surfaces to practice, but it's not like fiefdoms where you're going to then have to do the entire armor head to toe and then their dismounts if they're mounted as well. So it's just a great army for me to sort of hone in and try some different new painting techniques.
That's really cool. I like that. And I'm guessing that did the lore play into this at all, or do you even care who Bjorn is?
I neither know nor care.
I thought you might say something.
I mean, I know who Bjorn is, and I know he's, but someone was like, oh, when they were like, oh, they've announced the Bjornings. I'm like, what? I thought they'd be like little bear cubs. I don't know.
I must admit, I was slightly
cool
disappointed.
Models,
yeah, I must admit, I was slightly disappointed there weren't bear cubs involved when I first heard about them. Because I knew about Bjorn and I knew about Grim Bjorn, but the Bjornings were kind of a bit alien to me. That I thought that they would all be like skin changes, like things. So therefore, we would get like baby cubs or baby bears or something like that. But that's not quite right, is it?
I didn't even know about Grim Bjorn, to be honest.
Have any of you? This may be. Sorry.
No, go on.
This might be a really stupid question, but have any of you read The Hobbit? Have you read the Hobbit books? There's a couple of different edits that I've got because I collect Hobbit books, and there's I've read a couple of them, and some of them don't match up. But the Bjornings in the Hobbit book, there's actually loads of bears, and it's like a meeting of the bears outside Bjorn's house. There's like a big council of them, so it would be nice to have more skin changes, as you say, Harry.
Council of the bears.
Certainly, as a kid, that was one of the bits that really captured my imagination. And yeah, you didn't get to see any of them or meet them, but you could hear all the bears talking. I'll have to dig out which copy it is. It's one of my older copies of the book. So whether
I'm just going to interrupt, sorry, because we're sort of losing Jack. Sorry, Jack, but you're sort of breaking up a little bit. But that's really interesting because surely that's like golden marketing, right? The Council of the Bears. Like back when they were doing Legendary Legions, what a fantastic name for a legion! It sells itself.
Right. Yeah, that's really good.
What a missed opportunity! They could have had the human form Bjornings riding the bear form Bjornings into battle.
That would have been ace. Either way, it's a cool thing, and I mean, I know you will probably bemoan the fact. I mean, and in your emotional video there, you did bemoan the fact that there was a fine cast Bjorn. The model's not great, and to be honest, it doesn't really, to me, reflect that mighty moment when Bjorn is dropped into the Battle of the Five Armies in the movie, and goes hell for leather on all those orcs, because that is a really cool bit. But the Bjorn's a bit sad, isn't he? I think as a model. I mean, how are you feeling?
He's
looking
a total lame wad. Yeah, I hate him. He's I must admit, now I've got him in person. He's not as bad as I thought. I think Bjorn the bear is actually a worse model than Bjorn the human. It's posed awkwardly, exactly as you say. It almost looks confused. Have you ever seen those videos where it's like, oh, this bear got confronted by a little cat, and actually the cat managed to scare off the bear?
Yes.
I've always had that in my mind when I see the Bjorn the bear miniature, because he's sort of like rearing up and looks like he's like not sure what to do with his paw, and he's gonna like bat a piece of string away. The man of
Lobelia Samuel Baggins is there with the umbrella.
Yeah, there you go.
And he's like,
no. It is. That would be a great little diorama, actually.
I just wanted to show off this
you can
this
have
Bjorn
that
because
idea for free.
I don't often get to
thanks,
use
Jack,
my Bjorn.
appreciate it.
This is my Bjorn. So I turned him into the Grinch for a Christmas themed thing, and I got this idea, the flock idea from Chris Murphy. I don't know whether he's out there, but Chris Murphy used flock on his fur. I think he did black and brown to Bjorn. Which is such a clever idea. I don't know whether, but I suspect you're going to paint yours, Alex. But it's actually a really quick and easy and effective way to make these guys look good.
But the point in this list for me is not to do quick and easy. That was the point. Is I want to challenge myself. And there's some, as someone pointed out, one of the lovely things about an army like this is you don't have a uniform color scheme. You can do a lot of different things. You can try. I mean, I do want to make them more colorful than the way that GW paint them. I want them to be more dyes and things in their clothes, pale, washed out oranges and blues, not just leathers and tan. But that gives me the opportunity to try out different things on each miniature, basically, and to, like I said, then put the uniformity into the style and the basing, which will tie them back together. But I'm really looking forward to it. Not painting Bjorn, but Grim Bjorn is a beautiful model, both the man and the bear. They're awesome. The Bjornings are really superb. They're so cool. And I'm actually really excited about painting them. So
you mentioned there that they're out of stock, which is a tragedy. Have you? But you've managed to source them elsewhere, haven't you? Is that right?
Yes, someone bailed me out, or bailed me out, if you like. So I went on a mad hunt. Yeah, no, it wasn't really, no. But thanks for the the support. So someone, I went on a mad hunt trying to find them. One guy. It was a bear. That's much better.
You're going on a bear hunt.
I did go big one. Bear hunt. Oh, that would have been a much better video. Bloody hell! I'll do that next time. So I went on a bear hunt and I found a big rock and I couldn't go over it and I couldn't go under it. But and this guy was going to sell them to be sending me from Croatia. He didn't want to accept PayPal goods and services, so that fell apart. And then someone else was going to sell them to me, fully built and unpainted. That's ideal for me. That's fine. I think they're going to need a bit of gap filling, but they're being sold on the exact generation shift basis that I wanted them on. So it worked out perfectly. I've seen them packaged. He sent me some photos. Lovely guy, and he's sent me the photos. Them lovely packaged. So they're not here yet, but I have confidence that in a couple of days I'll have myself 8 Bjornings and Grim Bjorn.
Which is both. I think that's. I was just doing it. I think you did send me an army list.
So that'd be 2 Bjornings short of a list. So that's the downside, isn't it? That's the downside of the Bjornings. It's the least interesting army to build. 600 points. It's going to be Bjorn, Grim Bjorn, and 10 Bjornings. That's just how it is.
Bows. Why?
They're good bows.
What? Because are you about to tell me that they're not they're not the sweaty option? You started this, John. The way your brain works. No, don't pretend that was some kind of point. I know how your brain works. You're like you have this duality where you're like, this is not that is a bullshit get out. That's like when kids are like, it's like, oh, I only bully you because you're so easy to bully. This is your brain being fucking mush, mate. And you cannot hold an ideologically consistent position for the length of a single fucking stream. You're a nightmare.
Very good, John. That creates some excellent content. And but so you're going to do with the bows.
Don't praise him.
The bows are good. They're quite strong bows. I mean, it's very rare that you're going to sit and shoot with them, isn't it? But they are quite good, aren't they?
They are,
and they're free, aren't they?
Give it a bit of variety. They're fun to paint. Yeah, you lose your great axe, and obviously the great axe is great because they're burly. But I'm not going to go leave home without a couple of great bows. I mean, they're hunters, aren't they? Expect the hunters to have some.
It would make sense thematically for that. That's true. Well, that's really cool. And you mentioned your color schemes, and you mentioned the base. What kind? Have you got pictures of the base, or have you got what kind of base are they? Can you remember the name, and I can find them elsewhere?
Well, so it's the Generation Shift for woodland bases, and I'm not sure. The only thing I'm deciding is whether to do them during summer or autumn, or it's basically the season. I was so tempted to do snowy ones because I had a road trap idea in mind for them, but I also really love the idea of putting them on autumnal basis, loads of autumnal colours.
Are they the gloomy forest ones?
Yeah, I think that's them. Yeah.
Okay, I can get a picture of them up. That's cool. They are really nice bases. It must be said. Generation Shift are fantastic bases, and you can get them, I believe, from 7th City Collectibles. So is that right?
2 plugs in 1, Harry. Nicely done.
Yeah, I mean 7th City Collectibles as well, and they're great stuff. It's not showing me. Oh, actually, I'll just share the screen. Hold on, because might as well just show you what we're talking about to contextualize what we're seeing here. There we go. So these are the ones we're looking at, gloomy forest ones. So they've got little trees, and shout out to Matt Davies, by the way, of Generation Shift, GS Spaces now. They do look nice. So you say you might add like some. I don't know, some colourful things on the bottom. Mushrooms. I love to see a mushroom on a base if you can do them.
So I was tempted to do, again, pushing the theme. I was tempted to do it at night. I was tempted to add some torches that have been staked in the ground. The idea is that they're hunting at night, and they've set up a camp and marking out the camp. They've got these stakes in the ground, so you can get some OSL on them, reflecting off the shrubbery and up below, like some light.
Wow, you're really going for it.
Yeah, mate, a shrubbery. I thought that'd be cool, and that's something that I've not seen before. Is that using those? I've seen these bases on table before. They always look cool, but that kind of play on light as well. I thought really cool.
Cool, that's really cool. I've just in case anyone wants to have a glance, I've put the link in the thing to the 7th City thing. So if you want to have a look at that, so there you go, excellent stuff. So that's exciting. So you've only just started the Beyond. I know you it sounds like you've got quite an ambitious project going there. Do you think you're going to be able to finish your Big Bears and all the OSL and all that sort of stuff in time to have something to show us for the next stream?
Well, if not, John will destroy me. So yeah, because he'll be like, "Oh, it's so quick to paint these things."
I was going to say,
I've got to.
I'm getting a little bit worried because Jack's gone with all heroes, so he's got like 8 models or 9 models, so he's going to easily be able to paint something for the next stream. You've got bears and Bjornings, so you're going to easily paint something for the next stream. John, you just paint so fast that there's no worry for you to do anything. I'm a little bit worried about my ability to keep pace with you guys because I've got a bit more of a lengthy project, but
this is a great a natural lead in there, Harry, to your project. It's almost like you work in the media or something.
Well, indeed. So my video is sort of a little bit in. It's once we've established what the army is, so it's kind of it's the process of me acquiring some stuff. So I'll give you an idea of what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a 600-point Grand Army of the South idea, although I might change the army, frankly. I'm not quite pinned down exactly what I want into it. I might end up doing a Legions of Mordor one where you can have a bit of this, a bit of that, a bit of the other. But basically, I want to do Harad. And the reason I want to do Harad is quite some time ago, must have been when I was 11, 8, maybe. However old I was, it was Christmas Day. And I woke up on Christmas morning and rushed down stairs. I was actually staying at my auntie's. We were there for various reasons. But anyway, we were there, and it was very exciting because Santa worked out where I was meant to be. I stumbled down, I got in my hands this box, which was the big, brand new War Mummock of Harad, which was back when it was released. It was the biggest plastic kit that Games Workshop had ever made. I was super hyped for it and managed to build it and paint it, and it was all a bit wonky and rubbish. I eventually sold it, I think. It was crap, but man, did I absolutely love building that thing, and the kind of, I think the childhood enthusiasm of that moment has been left with me ever since, and I've always been excited about the idea of mummocks and stuff like that. So I think one of my earliest things when I restarted the game a couple of years ago was, I'll just try not to drag my microphone with me, was this big bad boy. Because I think there was a moment, there was Iron Hills Forge World stuff that came out when I was just getting back into the game, and then this guy was released, the War Mummock, the Mummock War Leader, who's got the resin kind of additions to the Mummock, and I was so excited for this guy because I always thought the original one looked quite good. It was like the little metal miniature of the guy on the top who goes ooh in the movie, and he was really cool, but wasn't quite what I wanted. And then this miniature is just so good, and so I was very excited for that. So I got that, but I've never really built a Harad army. because I had I think I had a few guys in the Howdah, and then I bought like some horses and stuff like that. So I did an army with them with just horses and stuff. But I've never really had a horde of Haradrim warriors or you know, or any of the other spicy stuff. Because, and I remember I mentioned already the developments in this book in the Shadow in the East, which was one of my favorite ones. This was all the sort of the expansion of Eastern stuff. So this was Easterlings and Candish and all those sorts of things. And I remember really enjoying this book, but it was the other Harad books, which came at the time of this White Dwarf article, which I still have. And it was, I think what I really liked about it was that in the movies, there were these cool moments that had Harad. So they had, you know, Aemir throwing that spear at the Mumuk war leader and him pulling off and all falling off the thingy, and they had Faramir shooting the guy, the Haradrim, off the top of the Mumuk in the second film. And I always thought, oh, those are really cool. Why do we only get those little moments with the Haradrim? You just get this little snapshot of a potential for a really cool kingdom, really cool army. And to his, I mean, I don't think there's a lot of, in fact, I don't think there's basically any expansion of the Haradrim really in Tolkien's wider writings, because they were just kind of mercenaries. He didn't really give a shit about them. And I think Tolkien's been rightly criticised for his treatment of non-white characters over the years. But what I really enjoyed about the largely the stuff that Matt Ward did, the writer of a lot of the supplements in the kind of mid-era, once the Return of the King film had come out and they were sort of trying to expand everything, he just added loads and loads of depth to these worlds, which I think really deserve some depth. And in fact, I have a clip from my interview with him, which I just want to help you understand why I like it, basically. So here's this little
being able to go, no, the Haradrim are not just orcs without the makeup, and go, no, there is a whole world, there's a whole civilization, because part of the companion pieces that I did for White Dwarf at the time was getting into some of the regions in Harad and, you know, trying to help people create that inspiration of, what if I don't want to paint them red and black? What are the things at play? How can I fall in love with these in a different way? Which of course then fed through all the way through. So it's in the second Harad book. Little bits and pieces of it actually turned into miniatures by the time we hit that Harad book, and then again by the time we hit War of the Ring. So things like the Merchant Guard of Abrakan.
So there, you hear Matt Ward talking about the expansions, and one of the things he mentioned were the White Dwarf kind of different colour schemes, which I really like. There's the green, the red and blue and stuff there. I've always wanted to delve into the worlds of Harad, and I think this is going to be my opportunity, my chance to do some of those things. I mean, Matt Ward mentioned there the sort of expanding on the little moments, and there's a great quote that he had in this bit of this book. I can't remember, I've lost my page now. It's definitely here somewhere, where essentially he talks about that moment in the films where Faramir talks about, you know, what press ganged these people into, what lies and something led him here, and all that sort of stuff. And I love that. I love it. He said, here's the quote: "What I didn't want to do was make Harad just another evil nation. The men of Harad will have wives and children like any race of men. Their sons and daughters not born into the world with a natural malevolence like an orc. Their hatred and bitter enmity towards the free peoples and subsequent alliance with Sauron stems from when Gondor occupied their lands." Which I love that idea that actually these people are not evil, that they're just you know, kind of fighting back from you know, an occupation, like almost that, you know, the colonial powers of Gondor had occupied Harad for so long that they just hate them, and that now they're, you know, fighting alongside Sauron because they kind of just want to have another pop at Gondor. And I love all that. I think it makes them a much richer and more interesting community than just a guy who rides a mummock or, like he said, an orc without a face mask. So really
parallels for the real world going on there.
Yes, exactly, and that's why I like it. I think it adds that.
I always thought that's what Rings of Power should have done, like the Gondor Harad wars at the very start. There's so much you could do with that, and they have
Yeah, I mean, there's loads of stuff that they could do, and I would love to see some series develop the backstory of Harad, or any of the other things. I mean, the Wayne Riders or Aeol or any of these other things. And I know obviously Rings of Power is doing a very specific set of when the things were being made, and
member berry set.
Well, that's kind of it, isn't it? It's got to have some connection to the rings. But I was just, and I think I'm really excited there.
Do an original story.
Yeah, well, exactly. So that's one of the reasons I started it. And you heard there at the end of that clip that Matt Ward mentioned the Abrakan Guard as being one of the things that he kind of mentioned in passing in one of the earlier books, and then eventually arrived. But as a miniature, I think it was like one of the last Harad things that was built was the Golden King of Abrakan and the Abrakan Merchant Guard, who I think at various stages was spelt slightly differently. Abrakan has had an H, is now got an H, but it didn't have an H at the start. But that was one of the last things that was ever added. And I remember that when I was collecting stuff, it was as I mentioned, the Mummoks and the Haradrim plastic kit. And then I think I remember getting the Hasharin and maybe some of the can't remember what they're called now. The guys with two swords. What are they called? Oh, I've stalled now. I had a good run there, but I stalled. That's the one. Watchers of Kana. Thank you very much, John, for saving me. Yeah, so I had those things, and then when I came back into the game, I saw the Abrakan Merchant Guard and the Golden King of Abrakan. I was like, "What the hell are these? These so cool!" I thought they were great additions to Harad, and there's no real backstory ever developed for them because they were kind of a mention in, I think, the War of the Ring book, or maybe in the Legions of Middle Earth. I'm not 100%. Somebody will correct me probably, but I thought these are great, and that's what I wanted to start with. I wanted to get some Abrakan Merchant Guard. I had a Golden King. It's been in a blister for years, and I mentioned a while ago, I think in one of my one of the last live streams, we talked about legacy miniatures ages and ages ago, and I was very excited about the fact that, or maybe kind of annoyed about the fact that the Abrakan Guard were going in the bin of legacy. So when they came back into the legacy PDF, I was super hyped and ready to get some for the last time. So that's where the 3-minute video that I have prepared will pick up. Quest began on eBay, where I bought 7 Abrakan Guard for the questionably expensive price of £51 and, in air quotes, well painted. Because they were so, air quote, well painted, I decided to dip them in Dettol for the night and give them a good old scrub. I know what you're thinking. Some people say that Dettol is not the best way to strip models. I think there are bio strips and various other things, but I tend to ignore that advice because Dettol is already in my cupboard and it works for me anyway. Look at the results. Lovely. So from there, despite these being allegedly well-painted models, I decided that I'm going to have to actually clear some mould lines that the previous owner didn't decide to do. So it took a bit of time, actually. There's quite a lot of little tiny bits of flash and mould lines, and I got my old mould line scraper tool, which, despite being an expensive tool from Games Workshop, actually is very useful for what it's designed for. And so I scraped some mould lines, took the little tiny bits of flash that were poking out, even on the elbows that were left there, which, like I say, massive oversight from the previous buyer. Once all that work stripping the bits of flash and the mould lines off, I managed to base them with a sprinkle of sand, and I think it's a Grelin Earth, or the black version of that kind of cracks on the base. Thought that looked good, but I decided for a little couple of additions, I requested a good friend of mine to help me out by sending some 3D printed cacti, things like that, and pop them on the base. And there we have it. We have a finished test model for the scheme, obviously painted with some purple and a very dark skin tone with a bit of red and green to make it pop. And honestly, I'm really happy with it and can't wait to get the rest on the table. There you go. So, and the good friend was John of this stream. Thanks, John, for putting those. They're really cool. So they're just like shrunken cactuses and aloe vera type plants and stuff like that. So I'm really hyped about this because I've also painted the skin in a very dark tone. I quite like the idea. I think I mentioned this it might have been a Patreon post or something anyway. But I always find the skin tone of the Haradrim models that they paint. I don't think it's kind of enough to make it look they're from desert people, so I don't think the tone's right, and so they end up just looking Caucasian, I always think. So I want to make it very obvious that these are guys from the south, so I like the black skin. I think it looks really cool. And you kind of the tip is I use dryad bark, I think it is, and then you wash with purple. That's the way to do it. Wash it with a purple, and it makes it sort of adds depth and shininess to the skin and the highlight with Gawthorpe brown. So that's what I've got. So I've got like a purple clothes with a purple tone. So hopefully it ties it together. And then to pop, I don't know. I mean, you guys will tell me if these are contrasting enough colours in terms of the colour wheel. But the red and the green and the gold, I hope they kind of stand out. I think so.
They look lovely, mate.
Thank you, thank you. Is that following the colour wheel though? Is that right?
Red and green are opposite. So spot on, mate.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just maybe I don't even need the colour wheel. I just
got the natural intuition for it.
Yes, Alex, you're frozen. By the way, your camera's just on a still screen of your face. You're looking a bit contorted and uncomfortable. So that's the plan. So in terms of my army, I kind of knocked this together. It's probably not going to end up being like this, but I've got all of my Abracan Merchant Guard. £52 I spent those bookers. I really wish I'd bought them a long time ago. So I had the foresight to buy the Golden King ages and ages ago, but we've lost Battle Camper. Anyway,
nothing's amiss.
Oh, it's just gone to OBS somehow. Yeah, so I bought those, but then the Golden King itself is different. And then I've got some Watches Tucana, which are the ones that I mentioned that I'm frankly, I think, despite them being very old paint jobs, I think I'm going to redo them because they just look awful. And then I've got a load of plastic Haradrim. And I've got 2 Hasharin because I've got 2 blisters of Hasharin, which I've really wanted to use for a long time. So I'm really excited about using this army. I don't know if it's any good. And there's very low defense and lots of spears and stuff, but there's a lot of bows. There's 11 bows. That's pretty good, I suppose. I don't know. And the Golden King... Yeah, quite a lot. 37 models at 600 points, not bad. 3 heroes that are pretty good. Hasharin are kind of cool. And the Golden King's got this really weird new rule, which I'm really hyped about because I think I actually gather that it's considered quite strong. But the Golden King's got a special rule where he's got a banner for starters, and he doesn't get the -1, which is good. So he's just a banner. He's burly as well. He's got like 4 attacks and he's strength 4, so that's good. So he can do some chopping if he needs to. He's only strength 5, but still he'll chop through some troops, and he can spend any number of will points. Oh no, sorry, that's the old rule. And if the Golden King loses a duel roll, he may immediately spend a will point to use his special rule. If he does, enemy models may not make strikes against the Golden King for the duration of the combat. He's got 6 will points, so that's 6 rounds of combat where if you lose, you just go nah, and then they can't strike you, which seems insanely powerful. So I'm really excited about using that because he seems just really cool. And he also has his old rule, which was he can spend will points to reduce the courage tests of enemy heroes by a point for each will point. So if a hero fails his courage test by 2, then you can spend...
It really is that old meme. I'm going to pay you $100 to fuck off.
Yeah, it's basically that, which I'm really excited by. I think that sounds fun. I do have plans to use this in conjunction with the old ballista. I don't know what happened to Alex. Is he back? Oh wait, is he gone? Alex, can you hear us?
He's coming back.
Anyway, he's just there at the moment. But with the what they call the severed heads from the catapult. So if you combine the Golden King with the catapult and make people run away, I just think that sounds like a lot of fun. So I think I'm going to do that at a 1,000-point tournament or plus whenever the opportunity arises. So I'll have some Mordor guys, some Eastling guys, maybe the Great Beast of Gorgoroth, all these cool memey things. I think it was an old meme list back in the day, and I always thought it sounded like fun. So that is going to be my quest. But the first thing is to finish off the Abracan Guard. I've got one done, as you saw in the thing of the little test model. He's finished. So I'm going to hopefully paint them all like that. The one thing I was sort of thinking is maybe I should push up the brightness of the purple a bit more. I like the colour, but I don't think it pops as much on the table as I was hoping. So I might just push that one layer higher and just make it a little bit brighter.
Bone to your last layer.
Yeah, that's it. I can't remember which colour I'm using for this, but I've got it written down somewhere. But yeah, maybe just a little bit more dustiness. Yeah, that might work really well. There we go. I don't know what's happened to
red on the flower on the cactus.
Are you still there? You there, Alex? Oh, hold on, that's Alex's video again. Where's Alex gone? He's completely gone now. Well, anyway, there you go. So that I think. I mean, unless I don't know what's happened to Alex, but
who cares?
To be fair, he insisted on bringing like the high tech camera, showing off with his like little. Oh, I've got a desk cam. All this sort of stuff.
Film festival.
Yeah, exactly. He's like showing off all this tech. Exactly, and then all he ends up doing is cocking up and dropping out halfway through the stream anyway. I thought that was quite funny though. I did enjoy that. Don't let him know I said that. But really good. So yeah. What do you think? What do you think to my my army and the sort of thought behind it of reliving my childhood?
The idea of like they're just so fun to paint all the clothing. I think.
I'm excited to play against it because when I did Serpent Horde. 6 years ago, Abrakan Guard were my favourite guys to paint, so I'm excited to see more of them. And I think there's only 3 different sculpts for them, 2 or 3 different sculpts, and then you've got the 2 guys carrying the king. So it'd be nice to see how you differentiate them.
Oh, do you think I should do the guys carrying the king differently?
I'd maybe give them just a little something to show that they are
special ones.
They're like a rank above or something. Just give them a little bit of something. Yeah,
that's an interesting idea.
Maybe even just like a different coloured,
golden turbans. That's cool.
Yeah,
I've done the stuff. I've done the market. I've put the little. Oh, you can't really see it. It's not very bright because they're black. But you've got a big cactus at the front. Can't work out where it is. Thank you. But yeah, I've done it in a sub assembly because it's impossible to work out. But yeah, I really like the idea of. Golden turbans or just something a bit different to make it look cool, but I never really inspected him very much before because he's just been sat in a blister pack. But yeah, he is really cool actually. There's just something a bit sneaky about him. Yeah,
he's got a nice molded blister, hasn't he? I'm pretty molded banner with a scorpion on it. Is that right?
Yeah, it's got an Eye of Sauron on the top, and then it's got little scorpions. Oh, are they scorpions? They might be.
I think they're
scorpions. Be spiders actually. Are they?
I think it was scorpions for him because it's snakes normally, and I remember seeing that and thinking, "Oh, it's cool. It's a bit different." So it's almost like he's from a different city or something. And the mask he's got. I don't know if you've ever seen. I want to say, is it Kingdom of Heaven? You've got the guy. I can't remember what the king was called, but he was the leper king.
Yeah.
So maybe you could do the king you could do the golden king in white. So he looks like the leper king, which would be pretty cool.
That is a great idea.
Why he's being carried around because he's quite frail.
Or then you could have like the 2 Abracans in white as well.
Yeah, man, these guys. See, I'm so glad you guys have given me some advice, some tips.
To know that there was disease and the plague. And all
King Baldwin.
Yeah. Baldwin. Yeah. There you go. But you mentioned the scorpion. I just noticed the twig is clicked there. You can see on his necklace the scorpion pendant.
It is a scorpion, isn't it?
And also this was
there you go.
One of the reasons I wanted to do it like this was you can see the jewels. They are painted using. I bought them. I can't remember what for, but ages and ages ago I bought I think it might have been for an Eldar army I was doing back in years ago. Yes, it's those things. John. Yeah,
they're so handy.
They're really good for. Yeah, I can't remember. It's Warpstone Glow and something else. But
Waystone Green, Soulstone Blue, and Blood for the Blood God. That's the wrong one.
Oh, it's a Spirit Stone Red, is it?
Spirit Stone Red.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and those guys, I thought, well, these paint pots have been sat there and they're like basically full because I only ever painted like 1 or 2 Warpstones or however many I did. So
nobody can even buy them anymore.
Maybe
no, they're gone. No.
Yeah, but I thought I'd put them to some use.
Years ago.
Yeah.
So that's really good. I thought they were cracking.
Yeah, they're really good. I mean, I think it's because of exactly what I just said. Is they use them on little jewels, so there's not. Once somebody's bought them, they kind of don't need them again for maybe years. But yeah, they're really cool. I'm glad to be able to put them.
Because the way you were meant to use them originally is you were meant to paint a shiny metallic color underneath.
That's what I did. Yeah.
Is that what you did? Sorry, I think that was the point where my cat had pulled the cable out of my camera.
Oh, is that what happened? Yeah, you took ages.
Yeah, I just could not figure how to put it. I couldn't figure out what's going on because of. Doesn't matter. Long story short, fucking cat.
Fucking cat, cunt. Sorry.
Lovely.
Well, I wouldn't have said that,
but excellent stuff. Well, there you go. Go on, Jack.
On that colourful note, I'm gonna have to skedaddle.
That's fine.
Cats. Yeah, I'm gonna have to skedaddle. I'm absolutely knackered because I've just done a 2-day event and I'm.
Oh yeah, we should give you a shout out for the arrival in Calagon. It's the Dragon tournament that you do, which is awesome. Did it go well?
Yes, it's gone really well. Really, really good. Thank you. Yeah,
Good.
I will. I'll spam Facebook with details. So I'll keep it out of here. But yeah, it went
excellent.
well.
Well, we're almost finished now anyway. So thanks very much, Jack. We'll see you next time. I'm looking forward to seeing some progress on those Rohan. That'd be really cool.
Yes. Bye, Jack.
I'll hopefully have less technical lips.
Yeah.
See you soon, guys.
All right. Cheers. Bye. Right. So Jack's out of there. But we're coming to an end now. I think we've been on for nearly 2 hours, which is about what we're going to. I'm just going to rush through some of the comments. People are dropping a lot of stuff in. I can't remember where I last. Oh God, I have no idea. Oh yeah, Mark Newham complimented your video of Pure Cinema, Alex. 3 out of 10.
I think I was about to say you gave it a 3 out of 10, didn't he?
Yeah. There's Nathan T says he's got not Nathan T says he's got loads of spare Bjorning bits if you need any, Alex. And
that would be really, really handy about a week ago.
Yeah. It might just be the bits. It might be just the bow hands or something. Michael Haskell suggests wild animals and wild flora for the bases. Alex, any thoughts?
Or animals, yes. And flora, yeah. Yes, basically.
Because your bases have already got the flora, I guess, haven't they? Because they've got the.
I'm quite set on the campfire theme.
Campfire theme, yeah. There we go.
War bases do little packs of animals like rabbits and stuff.
Cool.
Who does so?
War bases.
That's good. No, thank you very much.
I'll link it later.
There you go. Stephen Bonnard's making jokes on a bear hunt. David Miles saying an autumn theme would be good. I can't remember who.
Yeah, I think that's probably where I'm going to land.
Yeah. Well, he says autumn definitely. And Ricky Drinks Paint saying, is John drinking out of a plant vase?
No, it's a stein.
I was going to say it looked like a stein earlier. That's a whole litre. Are you drinking alcoholic beverage or just juice?
No, I'm diet.
Okay, just juice today. Stephen Bonners, are you going to make beehives as objectives? Battle camper?
I've seen it done.
Giant bees.
So I feel like I want to do something original. Giant bees. Now we're talking. So yes. I do want to do. So just as Jack said, I do want to do a display, and I want to do some.
What about actual bees?
Yes. Now we're talking.
Actual bees. Why don't you get a bit? Yeah, just bring a beehive along with you, and have it like a glass.
Have a little.
Do you want to play this game next to my beehive? If not, I will take the victory.
If I feel like the game's going your way, I'm going to open the hive.
Release the bee.
Yeah, you could just have one.
What else do bears? I mean, picnic baskets. Bears do.
You could do a series of objective markers that are connected in some way to some bear, famous bears. Like your picnic basket for Yogi Bear. You could
marmalade sandwiches.
Marmalade sandwiches. You could do Rupert's scarf or something lame like that.
Cocaine from Cocaine Bear.
Yeah, that famous one. That's a weird film. I ended up stopping watching it after 15 minutes. It was very bad. But yeah,
I think, Harry, it's called Cocaine Bear. I think that was on you.
I was expecting to be funnier than that, but maybe it needed a few beers and a few mates rather than a sort of quiet night.
It's not what you want to play yourself.
Yeah. Anyway, brilliant. Hunsler, it says an hour earlier than I normally am to these live streams. That's good. Welcome along. Battlestreams Miller says, evening all. Always nice to tune in time for Harry's traditional pro Dettol propaganda. I mean, we can have a good long conversation about Dettol propaganda, but what do you guys use to strip your paints?
Biostrip 69.
69. Excellent. Is it how expensive is Biostrip?
20 quid, I think.
20 quid? Get a bottle of Dettol for £1.50.
Yeah, but Dettol you need to scrub. With Biostrip, you just leave it in it and then take it out and just.
Yes, that is true. But you can the longer you leave it in, the more the stuff just falls off.
That's true.
So with the Dettol, but I wouldn't do that with plastics. There we go. Michael Haskell points out 2 of the Warlords taking the Legacy Road. So, which is an interesting point. So, both you and I, John, evil as well. But you may have noted that we got 2 evil and 2 good armies. we're both taking the legacy. I mean, how do you feel? Do you think people are going to care that much about the fact that we're going down the legacy route? I mean, I think the general consensus is that legacy is kind of around for a long time. Yeah.
I mean, I know obviously other games treat legacy differently, and I think that GW is slowly tagging on to the fact that people really, really don't like having a good chunk of the range legacied, i.e., not officially supported. Yeah. So I wonder whether I know. Can I give you? Would it be helpful if I gave a small review of my building experience with the bear since I was doing it on stream?
So have you finished it already?
Yeah, I'm not that slow. I mean,
I suppose there's not a lot of parts, is there? But yeah,
it's like this. What a hunk of shit.
Yeah.
What a big steaming pile of bear turd in the woods. I mean, look at the gap. Like, it just doesn't fit properly. Massive
I just think
gap.
you've done it badly. You've done it badly.
Massive Massive gap. All needs filling, probably. But there you go. There you go.
What about Beyond?
Beyond the man is actually much better.
It's not bad.
Much better. Yeah, no, he went on, and I thought he was going to be the difficult one because it's two arms crossing into a particular point, which is always where the difficulty arises. But he going together quite nicely. This guy, he worked really well, modelled on his back, getting belly rubs. Like, it looks quite a lot like he's like having a whale of a time. Sort of flailing his little paws around. Who's a good bear? Who's a good bear? There you go.
Yeah, that was a very good review. So thank you very much for that. That's good. Dude. But yeah, so yeah, legacy. Yeah, that was. I don't think anyone cares today. I think it'd be intriguing to see how long it lasts. But
I think if people stop using it, I would just quit. I'd be like,
quit? So, that's quite an extreme reaction, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I would just play all the rules.
Okay, fair enough. Right, okay, we'll just finish the last of the comments before we wrap things up in the next 10 minutes. Cat content. Who is this? Oh, yeah. This was a good one. Has Alex been booted or have we just cropped him out for ease of viewing? Nice. Thank you very much for that. It's a good one. Alex actually Temple. I assume you corrected something there. I can't remember what it was, but it's good.
I don't know. What did I correct?
I don't know, but it was funny comments, so I like that. On behalf of Nick Cage, not the bees, says Battlestreams and Miller. Very good. Tom Rolls, red hat and blue coat on a hat stand. Red hat and blue coat. Is that that's
Paddington? I think he's talking about objectives. Yeah, it's a Paddington objective, I expect.
That would be good. John's all about Cocaine Bear. Good. Was at Jack's event today and can confirm it was a blast. Dragons everywhere and some beautiful hobby on display too, says Aaron Roy. Thanks very much for dropping that in, Aaron. I don't know whether you were around, Alex, when Jack went, but
I was.
Someone's got to do a proper 3D print for the bear. I believe there are. I'm sure Jack actually had a great 3D print for a bear a while ago. It was like standing on two on its hind legs, roaring like doing the whole traditional bear thing. So that's good.
Maybe I don't need this bear at all.
Maybe not. But I mean, I think you had an ambition to actually do the proper models, didn't you? So and we haven't really said we're not doing 3D prints, but I think we have. Essentially, we're all doing the official GW models, aren't we? So,
well, John blurs that line somewhat, but yeah.
Well, in the sense that they're Games Workshop's designs, although not necessarily the actual models.
If they're not going to sell them, then.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not quite sure that the GW would agree with that, but still. Anyway, there you go. That's that. So the Tale of Four Warlords. What do you think, guys? How did it go?
It wasn't very good, was it?
I think we had some good structure. I think it was all right. Did we do everything we were meant to do? I forget.
Yeah, I think
it was good. It was very good. I'm very excited.
I am properly hyped now. The question is, are we going to, in the next 3-4 weeks, actually be able to do enough hobby content to justify another stream in a month's time? Or are we going to do too much and not be able to justify anything the following month? That's the problem.
So is it better? I mean, if we're aiming for 600 points, are we basically doing 200 points a month, are we?
Yeah, so you've got a month to paint a bear. Yeah. There you go.
Even I can manage that.
For you, John, that must be about 10 models, 15 models, maybe. 12 point a horse, something like that.
Maybe a chieftain and a warband.
Yeah, chieftain and 10 or something models would be. You could do that easy. And Jack will easily do his thing. Although he's doing a display board as well. I haven't. You guys talking about display boards? I'm like, don't know.
He's doing a display board.
I think I might have to now if you guys are doing it.
I wasn't going to, but
It's good. Right, well, that's it then. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining
Can I
us.
plug a quick thing?
Yeah, well,
daily vlog.
Right, everyone can start tuning out now while we start plugging everything.
I'm going to be trying daily vlogs from tomorrow.
Daily?
Yeah.
Well, I love that you've chosen the moment that you're about to become full-time employed again.
Yeah.
To be like your daily vlogs.
How are you going to do that? What, on YouTube?
Well, I've already edited in 5, so I've got 5 days in a row to go.
Very good. In fact, I remember I saw there's a channel that just popped up in my feed a while ago. Yeah, there's a guy who basically is the opening gambit was, I'm going to post a video every day on this channel, and the day that I don't post something on this channel, I'm going to delete the whole channel. So I thought it was a really fun idea.
It's already got like triple the subscribers I've got, and he only started it like.
Yeah, he must have. I wondered how he got where he got to from. He must have done on the channel.
I don't know. Can you hear me?
It's Miscast Minis. Do you know him?
Who?
Miscast Minis.
Well, that'd be why. I thought there must have been another one. Yeah, I can hear you, Alex, but you've just frozen on the camera.
Yeah, I think my computer just crashed. It's good.
Okay.
Good.
Well, anyway, this is time to go. So, yeah, shout out to John for that. Shout out to Alex for some video content that I'm sure will eventually arrive, which is often the case for him. What have I got? I've got a podcast that just released, and I'm doing another one for the second part of the Ardacon podcast soon. What else? Oh, and also my Lord of the Imps tickets available. I think there's about 10, 12, maybe 15 tickets left. Something like that. So we got, I think it's 65 or something like that, out of 80. So would love to see you there if you're able to come and join us. Yeah, thank you very much. Some nice comments. So thanks very much, everyone, for joining us. It's been good.
Yeah. It's been very good. Thanks a lot, Harry.
No, thank you guys for joining us.
Thanks, Theodore.
Bye.
Thanks, Theodore, and thanks, Battle Camper. Cheerio, guys. Until next time.
Bye.
Boo-rah-rum. Ha ha! I got the last word. I didn't really.